A girl travels from garage A for 59 km to garage B on a bearing of 37 degree and then turns right through 90 degree and travels for 119 km to garage C. What is the bearing of C from A if AC is 138 km? Okay, let's start by drawing out the diagram that we have. The first step is that you have to draw the diagram, So put the cardinal point. Let me change the marker. So you put the cardinal point, then the bearing of garage A to garage B is what? 37 degrees. So 37 degree will be along this side. So this is 37 degree. Okay. And the distance is what? 59 km. So 59 km. So this is garage A. Let's put A. And this point that you see here is garage B. Let's put B. Now, the girl then turns right through 90 degree. So you know that bearing is measured from the north pole, right? Clockwise. Bearing is measured from the north pole clockwise. So through 90 degree means that the girl turns from this point to this point and travels 119 km to garage C. That is, this is garage C, and the distance is 119 km. Do you understand? So that is the question. The question says that we should calculate what is the bearing of C from A. What is the bearing of C from A? So let us go this line. The bearing of C from A. If AC is 138 km, so AC, that is this distance, the distance from garage A to garage C is 138 km. So I'm going to have 138 km here. So the bearing of A, listen to me carefully, listen, it's simple. The bearing of A from C will be the angle that this thing covered. That is the direction of A from C, you understand? The direction of garage A with respect to garage C is the bearing of A from C, do you understand? And because bearing is measured in angles, are you getting it? We are trying to measure the direction between 2 points, and this direction is measured in angle. So that means that the angle that comes from the north pole to this line, because this is the line that comes from garage C to garage A. Do you understand? So we are looking for this angle. This angle is 90. This one is 90. So we need this small angle that is here. Let us call it theta. Are you getting it? Let's call it theta. Now, how do we get the value of theta? Well, to do that, don't forget that this theta that you see here, is alternate to this angle. Theta is alternate to this angle. Do you understand? Listen to the explanation. It's simple. This theta that you see here, theta, let me bring it out. This is A. This is A, and C is along this side. Are you getting it? The C is along this side. C is along this side. C, A, Abi. And the bearing of A from C will be the sum of angle from this point to this point. And this is 90. This is 90. So that means that we need this angle, which is what? Theta. This theta that you see here is alternate to this angle. Are you getting it? So if I know this angle, I can just add 90 plus 90 plus theta to get the bearing of A from C. Do you understand? That's what I'm trying to explain. So to do that, we first have to get the smallest angle that is here. Do you understand? If you didn't understand, listen to the explanation again. I need the smallest angle that is here. So that is the first goal. How do we get this angle? Let us represent it as alpha, or yes, alpha. How do we get the value of alpha? To get the value of alpha, don't forget that the side that this angle faces is what? Is 119. So let us call it A. And the side that this angle, okay, let us use this. This 37 is alternate to this angle, 37 degree, and this is what? 90 degree. So the total angle that is here is what? 127 degree. Do you know the reason why I get this angle first? The reason is simply because I want to make use of sine rule. Do you understand? Or I want to make use of sine rule. I want to make use of sine rule to get the value of alpha. So I'm looking for, I can only make use of sine rule if I know this angle. Do you understand? So I first get this angle as 127 degree. And this angle is easily gotten because this side that you see here, this angle that you see here is alternate to this angle. And because this is 90, the sum of angle here is also 90. So 90 plus 37 degree will give me what? 127 degrees. So with respect to this diagram, I can easily get the value of alpha by combining this angle and this side and this angle, which is alpha itself, and this side. Do you understand? And according to sine rule, I'm going to have A over sine A equals to, now this angle is B. So this side is what? B. This is side B equals to B over sine B. Do you understand? A is what? 119 kilometer. 119 all over sine A. I'm going to have, instead of A, I'm going to call it alpha. Do you understand? So sine alpha equals to B. B is what? 138 kilometer. So I'm going to have 138 all over sine B. B is what? 127 degrees. So I'm going to have 127 degree. Okay? Sine alpha is equals to 119 sine 127 degree. Do you understand? What I did here was that I just cross multiply. Do you understand? I've not done anything. I just cross multiply. Now sine, I'm coming. Let me use the calculator here. Sine 127 degree. Sine 127 is 0.7986. So I'm going to have 119 multiplied by 0.7986. Okay, sine alpha, this over 138. Do you know what I did? I just divide both sides by 138. So sine alpha is equals to 119 times 0.7986. That is 95.0334. Okay, over 138. Okay, so alpha is equals to the sine inverse of, okay, 95.0334 divided by 138. That is 0.6886. 0.6886. So alpha is equals to the, what is the sine inverse of 0.6886? That is 43.419. Okay, 519. 43.519 degree. Okay, now this angle that you see here is 44 degree to the nearest degree. 44 degree. Okay, alpha is equals to 44 degree. Okay, so this angle that you see here is 44 degree. Now if this angle, listen to me carefully, if this angle is 44 degree, in fact this angle that you see here is 44 degree. This theta that you see here is alternate to the total angle that is here. Do you understand? This theta that you see here is alternate to the sum of this angle and this angle. Just like what I have here, this theta is alternate to this, angle. Do you understand? So that means that if I want to get the value of theta, I need to sum 37 and 44 degree together. Do you understand? So 37 plus 44 degree, theta is equals to 37 degree plus 44 degree. Theta is equals to 81 degree. Now listen to me carefully. This is not the final answer. The final answer will now be the sum of 90, 90 and theta. Okay, so the bearing of A from C is equals to 90 degree plus 90 degree. That is what? 180 degree. 180 degree plus 81 degree. Okay, so 180 degree plus 81 degree, that is what? 261 degree. That is the bearing of A from C. Oh, sorry, I just checked the question now and I discovered that we are actually looking for the bearing of C from A. This value that I have here is the bearing of A from C. Now to get the bearing of C from A, it will be the sum of angle from this point to this point. You understand? The meaning of that statement is that in which direction is C from point A? Do you understand now? The meaning of the bearing of C from A is that in which direction is C from A? And because in bearing, we are trying to measure the direction between 2 points, and this direction is measured in degree. So we have to move, the bearing of C from A will be the sum of angle that ranges from the North Pole to the line that goes from A to C, and it is this line that goes from A to C. So the sum of this angle and this angle will be the bearing of A the bearing of C from A. So the bearing of C from A will be equals to 44 degree, 44 degree plus 37 degree, which is what? 81 degree. So that is the bearing of C from A. Do you understand? Are you getting it? So it's simple. Okay, it's simple. So the correct answer is this. And if you also want to get the bearing of A from C, that is 261 degree. This one is correct, but that is not what we were asked to find. So I just checked the question and I discovered that I'm actually solving another question. Okay, so that is the solution to that question. Okay, a hunter walks 400 meters up a hill which slopes at an angle of 20 degree to the horizontal. Calculate, correct the nearest meter. Horizontal distance is covered, vertical height through which it rises. Okay, now let's interpret the question in the diagram. The hunter walks 400 meters up a hill. So this is how we're going to have it. 400 meters up a hill. Let me change the marker, okay? 400 meters up a hill. This is 400 meters. Okay? And it slopes at an angle of 20 degree to the horizontal. This is the horizontal, okay? 20 degree to the horizontal. Calculate, correct to the nearest meter, the horizontal distance is covered, okay? Then the vertical height through which it rises. Now, we are looking for two things. The horizontal distance is covered and the vertical distance through which it rises. Now, listen. The horizontal distance, this is the hunter, H. This is the top of the hill. Are you getting it? Let's call this one point O. Are you getting it? So we are looking for the horizontal distance. The horizontal distance is covered is line HO or line OH. Line OH. Line OH. To get the value of line OH, this is the angle that we are given. This side will be the what? Opposite, and this side will be the what? Adjacent. Okay? And why this is the hypotenuse? To get the value of the adjacent, what trigonometric ratio are we going to use that combines adjacent?
To watch the complete class, kindly click on the link in the description of this video or the comment section, okay? See you in the next class.